All right, well, the next one is going to be really exciting. City Cupertino, and also we're very proud of this one. The City Cupertino, our channel, City Channel 26, has just won the very first place, the first place award for the public and community meetings from the National Association of Telecommunication Officers and Advisors. So we're going to do some showing, right? Rick Kisson? Yeah. Or Sharon's going to start?
Yes. Remember Rick?
Rick, who's that? Who's that, Rick?
Formerly.
Let me explain a somewhat inside joke, and that is there's a talent exchange program that city managers got together and decided should happen. And Rick Kitson, who regularly works here, is now working in Sunnyvale in a finance department, of all things.
He's forgotten that.
And Sharon Russell, who normally works in San Jose, is filling his slot here in Cupertino, and that'll happen for a 3-month period, and then presumably Rick will come back.
If there is still room.
Thank you, Dave. Madam Mayor and Council, it gives me the greatest pleasure and privilege to work with the Communication Department of Cupertino, comprised of a team of the most talented, innovative, and dedicated staff in the nation, as it turns out. Staff have prepared a short presentation, which I will kick off with this clip from the National Association of Telecommunication Officers and Advisors at their 27th annual conference held October 5th in Portland, Oregon. And I believe the clip...
Category 1, Public and Community Meetings.
Third place, Public Hearing on Education Reform, D.C. Office of Cable Television and Telecommunications, Washington, D.C. Second place, Denver City Council, City and County of Denver, Colorado. First place, Cupertino City Council Meeting, City of Cupertino, California.
Let me begin by going to just a brief overview of what we'll talk about in the next few minutes. The final design schematics, as I mentioned, the cost and the budget.
Wow.
Well, Madam Mayor, City Council members, my name is Rick Kitson. I sometimes work here for the City of Cupertino. Currently pleased to be working for the City of Sunnyvale. But however, it's no greater honor to come here and report to you the details of the fact that our city has competed with 180 other agencies. That's over 1,200 different entities that submitted applications to NATOA, as we shorten, the National Association of Telecommunications Advisors and Officers. And NATOA is the organization that works with governments at the FCC, at Capitol Hill, and they also have this other side where they judge our work. And certainly it's a rare pleasure to be able to say that we have not only been doing this for a long time. Most people don't realize we were the very first government channel in Silicon Valley, started in 1984. We were the first government in Silicon Valley, and I believe one of the first in the state to webcast. We started doing that in 2001. And it's great to know that we have not only been doing this for a long time, but we actually do it really well. And that's enormously rewarding, and like most things, doesn't happen for just one reason. It happens because a lot of people work very, very hard. And so one of the things I'd like to do is to take you all on a virtual tour of our work and what we do. So if I could find Pete Coglianese, all of you may know him. He's the guy who walks around City Hall with a baseball cap on all the time.
Can you hear me, Rick?
I can hear you. Let me see if I can find you. So most people don't realize that the City Channel works an hour before any City Council meeting and stays an hour after any city council meeting is over.
That's
Here we
correct.
are.
Yeah, we're here outside the City Hall right now, the Community Hall actually, and we are at the arcade, and we're going to take you over for a tour and meet some of the people behind the scenes. And so why don't we just follow? Thanks. Okay, we're moving down the arcade now. Our goal is to reach the control room. I don't know if we're going to make it or not, but so far everything seems to be working. We have a crew, a camera crew, and a grip crew behind me, making sure that our cable is free from being tangled up. So we're going to take a tour right here. I want to stop real briefly just to show you some of the assets we have here. This is one of our, just it looks like an ordinary panel, but we have the capability of connecting up to almost anywhere outside in the plaza for any type of live event, whether it be a camera event where we're doing live telecasts, or any type of audio system that we can support out here. So, and also, if you have any questions, just ask me. I can hear you, okay?
Yeah, for the council's benefit, you are wired up with him, and you can hear him, and he can hear you.
That's right. I can hear everybody. So we're going to proceed now over to the lobby of City Hall, and if we can follow here.
One of the things while we're going into the lobby here, I started with the city about 6 years ago. Pete has been here for about 15 years. And one of the things you immediately realize is that the community has phenomenally high standards to meet the needs and expectations of the community.
That's right. In fact, we're going to meet somebody who works behind the scenes right now, and he happens to be behind our lobby camera. This is Ron Bullock, so why don't we walk over here. Ron, thanks for being here tonight.
You're welcome.
Ron, can you tell us a little bit about what you do here?
Sure. Well, my primary function here is as facility attendant for the city council chambers, and I also moonlight with the video department as a camera operator.
That's right. That's one of the great things about working here at the City of Cupertino, is that we pull our resources from wherever we need them. Ron's actually in the Parks and Rec department, but we use them quite frequently on a lot of different projects, including just recently on the candidate forums that we've done. And so he's always running camera, and we kind of consider him the audio-visual specialist, as he's always setting up for events going on, both in Conference Room 100 and at the Community Hall, as well as over at Quinlan and in the Senior Center, too. So Ron's kind of a utility player, and we count on him a lot for what we do, especially special events we do, because we have a fairly small crew, but he comes aboard and does camera work. And in addition to that, you get a lot of training on AV equipment that you normally wouldn't get. So Ron's instrumental there. So
it's important to note that Ron set up this room tonight, so that's his regular function, and then in addition to that, he's learning this other trade.
And a great demonstration of one of the key values of not only the community, but certainly of the council, that it's about collaboration. He's a Parks and Rec employee. And so to get things done, we all have to work together, and that's just how it happens.
That's right, and he's been there for a lot of different events, as I mentioned, and he will continue to be there in the future. Let me just show you some of the features of our lobby. This is our Cupertino Civic Center television. During the day, we are actually broadcasting promos, PSAs of city interest to people who come in. And that's important because we have up-to-date information on just a number of events and things going on. So that's also an important part of what we do. And quickly, we have this system here, which is the digital signage system. And in fact, we have something running right now on it, as you see. This is called our Scala system. So as people come into City Hall, they can see what's happening, city business, city events. The agenda is posted here regularly, and so this is just another feature. And Rick, you had a comment on that.
Yeah, this is a digital signage system that we have right now, very modest display in the City Hall lobby. But should we have the need to put these displays, interactive displays, at Quinlan or anywhere in the city, think City Hall in the mall, if you will, have a kiosk in the mall. Essentially, we have that capability now. It's simply a matter of buying the monitor and we'd be ready to go.
That's right. So that's an important part of what we do, and we're hoping to expand on that in the future. So why don't we come back over here and meet the newest member of our communication staff. This is Tiffany Cardenas. And Tiffany, I need to be able to...
Sure.
Tiffany, can you explain what you do? I mean, you're often seen right behind this desk most of the time, and people can call in and get information on the city. What's our main phone number here?
It's 777 City. So if you guys want to call, I'm the main person that answers if you have any questions, and I'll try my best to help you out. But yeah, those are like my main things that I do.
Well, this is what's really important here is Tiffany's the newest member of our team, but in fact, it's what the city communications are all about. It's about people. Our goal is to never have that terrible message that your call is important, but it's so important that we're not going to hire someone to answer the phone. That's our goal, is to never ever have that happen. Either we're there or we're not, and you should always be able to get through to a person, because ultimately that's where service comes from.
And let me just add that point. The idea of calling 777 City is that we will get you to the right person. You don't have to memorize all our numbers, know how we work, and it doesn't matter whether it's a city function or not. We'll get you to the right entity that can deal with your issue. I also wanted to add that the cheerful voice and the pleasant demeanor of Tiffany when you come in to the lobby is an expression of the city staff reaching out and wanting for you to feel at home in your government.
Dave and Rick and Pete out there in TV land, I noticed that sometimes we have somebody sitting at that desk in the evening. Is that Tiffany's mentor?
Oh, actually, let's head back there real quick since you had a question.
Well,
Thank you.
The local government is all about access, and many of the most important decisions that take place are when people aren't at work and when they have time to come to City Hall after work. And most of the time, that's going to be Hella there. Hella Sanders is the person. There she is.
Hi, Hella.
Hella is the person that when the alarm goes off because, we'll say, a city council member goes out the back door and didn't know the alarm was set,
No way.
Hella's the person who turns it off. So thank you, Hella.
Thank you, Hella. Okay. And
So now, right now, Pete's going to be going downstairs to the control room. The control room is where everything happens. Essentially, just about 3 years ago, almost exactly, we built this community hall, and our staff built essentially a small TV studio. It was conceived of, designed, and in a large part, built by our staff, saving us over $1 million and giving us really a state-of-the-art communications facility here at the community hall. There's actually a fiber optic link, and for a demonstration some other time, there's an enormous amount of technology in this building. You can basically do just about any type of conferencing here in this room, and many local companies, in fact, do use it for that purpose.
okay, we're here inside of our control room now. This is what we call Edit Suite B. It's mainly an edit part of our control room. And look who I found, Nidhi Matter. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Pete. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for being here. Nidhi is our web specialist, and as a web specialist, you might think that all she does is, maintain the website, the city website, but she does many other things. In fact, what are you doing right now?
Actually, as you can see here, that this is our encoder station. Our live meeting is getting encoded right now, so all our council meetings and our planning commission meetings get encoded on this station, and other programming as well. I just wanted to report to you, Pete, that our website is a very well-visited site, and we have a web statics, the whole web stat to prove that. I can give you some numbers here. The last month we've had 1,909,629 hits on the site, and the total page visits were around 86,000, with the unique visitors kind of going to 22,000. We have 22,000 unique visitors on the site. And so we have a pretty exemplary web statistics to prove that our website is very well used by our residents. Our communication department is also responsible for our Wi-Fi system in the community hall as well as the city hall. And people who want to get into the web in this area can get to our site and
well, this is This is one of NITI's many talents. People who are accessing Wi-Fi in this room, that's in fact maintained out of the control room here. NITI also does an enormous amount of work on the Scene, which is the city newsletter, and many other amazing functions. She does a lot of the work that makes the citywide garage sale possible.
Well, thanks a lot.
Okay, thanks. And that's Nitty here, and we're still in this part of the control room. Just very quickly, because we are short on time, we do have some satellite equipment back here. A lot of our programming that you see on the City Channel daily, fine educational programming from the Annenberg Channel, that's all located here. We have duplication equipment here and an edit system here, and we're going to go into the main control room right now, and I'm going to go ahead and come over here and just tell you that this is our Radio Cupertino station. This is a new addition to our communication department. We're at 1670 AM. 1670 AM is broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And Pete, and if you have any questions regarding Radio Cupertino.
Pete, what sort of programming is on that?
Well, we're broadcasting what's called our 10-minute rotation, mostly information that you can get about the city in 10 minutes, because it's mainly directed toward the people traveling in their cars. But we also are simulcasting live the city council meeting right now on Radio Cupertino, so that's one of our benefits. And plus, we're running a lot of election-related programming as well. The Meet the Candidate segments are currently available on 1670 AM.
Great. Now, who's that? Who else is in the room there?
Well, let's meet them right now. This is our production assistant right here, Michelle Combs. Michelle, why don't you turn to the camera here? What are you doing right now? You're on a special piece of equipment. What's it called?
The CG generator.
CG generator. That does all the titling, and you're on.
Hold on. Okay.
She's going to key in her title.
There it is. That's what Michelle does.
Mm-hmm. That's what I do.
So if we get your name wrong, talk to Michelle.
That's right, and all that other stuff, the graphics, the crawl you see at the bottom of your screen is controlled by Michelle, and she does all the lighting, so if someone leaves a light on too long, blame Michelle, okay?
No, and actually, in all honesty, one of the jobs that Sharon has over here is to send the names over for the speaker cards that people bring and present, and so oftentimes it's actually our fault that the names are wrong.
Finally.
And also, Michelle, by the way, has another job. She works at the Shark Tank, so she does the in-house cameras there. So you get service everywhere with our staff.
We have also behind the director set here, the switcher is Ray Delgado, and you know, what does it take to be a director of a city meeting? I mean, tell me how long it takes to you know, an average meeting may last about 4 hours or so, and you're behind the
Yeah, I'm behind the switcher here for like a long periods of time.
For very long periods of time, without a break.
Without a break. So sometimes with a break.
Sometimes with a break. Okay, and what are you doing? You do all the effects, all the switching of the cameras?
Yeah, I'm doing the switching. I direct Michelle when to key in and to key out, and also, oh, I'm sorry, here's the camera, and pretty much it.
And you move the cameras into position too.
Move the camera with this apparatus here, and ready to take camera here. Do a little switching here, and do a double split screen here, and.
So that's what Ray does. These are all pre-programmed in, so the special effects, the background that you see right there, the split screen, that's all something that's programmed in, so when it comes to showtime, it's actually just a button. If you can imagine that the actual complexity is like them producing a mini-series live about once a week. They've been covering since 1984 events, meetings, large and small in this city. Every planning commission meeting, every city council meeting, every special city council meeting, they've been there covering it. So it's a phenomenal body of work and an incredible testament to this council and this community's commitment to open government.
Okay, and standing beside me right now is Robert Kim, who's been behind the camera all along. And Robert, you've been here on 2 separate occasions. You worked for the city back in 1988 through, I think, 92, and then rejoined us again last year.
Yeah, back in October, came back. Before that, I was contracting for a while, filling in some shooting and editing projects.
That's right, and he would come in and do events like Crest and other things, help us produce programs like that. What are some of the projects you're working on right now?
The election, of course. Non-video is like the 3N system that Rick will explain on that.
Yeah, and actually, thank you for mentioning that, Robert. If some may remember the Montebello fire we had not too long ago, that was actually a fire that took place not in Cupertino, but it was an incredible testament to the collaboration that we have in this community that Tiffany was taking phone calls, stayed late, taking phone calls from the community about the fire. It was through our 3N system that Robert is working on where we were able to notify essentially phone messages to everyone in the area, including county residents, and then it was also through that system that all of the responding agencies, the California Department of Forestry, County Fire, County Sheriffs, the city, solid waste agencies, other water agencies, the only way they could all speak to one another was through our system. And this was part of a mid-year budget adjustment that this council made, and it's already paying enormous dividends. And that's something that Robert's very modest. He has a great entrepreneurial resume, which I think really fits in well with our innovative culture here.
Okay, that's about it. But wait, there's one more person here that I've neglected, and he's sitting behind our audio board. Who might this be?
Well, this is other duties as required. This is a demonstration of the fact that this group can take anybody and train them to do things. Let me say, this magnificent group of staff that you've heard from tonight not only operate these systems, they built these systems. It is an absolutely remarkable group. And now, Mayor Wang, we return the control of your television station back to you.
Thank you so much.
If I may just... If I may just add in closing, this award is actually just one of 5 that this group has received, either statewide Helen Putnam Awards for their work on this building, for writing excellence for the scene, for production excellence through the Pegasus Awards, and through actually last year NATOA for our election coverage, which some of you may know that we have an election, in fact, coming up this year. And so I would encourage everyone to watch Channel 26 on Comcast or go to Cupertino.org or listen to 1670 AM for our award-winning election coverage. So we try to do everything as long as it has something to do with Cupertino.
Great. Thank you so much, Rick. I'm really, really proud of this group. Yeah, I think this is the just a few occasions that we get to know the hero behind the scene, I guess. And I wanted to recognize them, and then one more time, Pete, Ray, Ron, Robert, Michelle, Needy, and of course our 2 receptionists, watching the City Hall for us, Helen and Tiffany, under the leadership of Rick Kisson, Sharon, and of course Dave Knapp. And this is a great honor. I mean, we're so proud of you and so excited. So let's party. Let's get them off of work a little bit, and let's party, and we can really face to face and say, thank to each one of their work. All right, let's take a 10 minutes break, and we have a little party, receptions, and the...
Are we going to let them eat first? Where are they? Get them.
Yeah. Can we get them all here?
They come over?
They didn't
Pete
come
and
over?
Ray and crowd.
We're gonna,
probably have to put the little
It takes them
break sign
about
up
5
first.
minutes to shut down over there, but
They were
they're on their way.
Right? Okay.
The council is taking a break.
Yeah, we were hoping to put them into the stage, but there's no way. No one's shooting it, so we'll just have to... So if you see them in the lobby, please shake their hand and congratulate them. Great work they have done. All right.
Yay.
Okay, dissolve. Stand by, Pete. Christine, give me the NATOA break, please. Stand by music.